Now friends, in this session I am solving a query sent by a student, problem based on alligation and mixtures. Tea worth rupees 126 and 135 are mixed with the third variety in the ratio 1:1:2. If the mixture is worth 153, the price of the third variety per kilogram must be in rupees. See, it's very simple problem. The cost of the mixture is 153. Now this data is making a difference of 27 from this mixture, right? So we are having a loss of 27, and here we are having a loss of 18 rupees, 153 and 135, 18 rupees. So this 27 plus 18, 45 rupees loss has to be compensated. So that the third variety will compensate. Now we are taking 1 kilo of this, 1 kilo of this and 2 kilo of the third variety. So this 45 rupees loss can be covered up by 2 kilos. So each kilo will cover up the loss of half of that, that is 22.5 rupees. So just add up 22.5 rupees to it. So 153 plus 22.5, that's 175.5 will be your answer. As simple as that. Okay, the problem can be done in just 20 seconds. No need to apply any other method while you are able to do the problem simply. Okay, I hope you are clear. In this question, a dishonest milkman professes to sell his milk at cost price, but he mixes it with water and thereby gains 25%. The percentage of water in the mixture. Friends, further a very easy problem. 25% profit, that means the profit is 1 by 4, right? So milk, water, or we can say water, milk, 1 by 4. That means while he is selling 5 liters, 1 liter is water over there. Getting my point? Profit is 25%. That means while he is selling 5 liters, 4 liters is milk and just 1 liter is water. So out of 5 liters, 1 liter is water. That means water is 20%. As simple as that, right? If he is gaining 20%, then what would happen? 20%, that means 1 by 5. So while he is selling 6 liters, 1 liter is water. So in that case, 16% profit will be there. So the problem can be done very simply. No calculation required. Just see and mark the answer. 25% profit, that means 1:4. That means 1 part is water, 4 part is milk. So it's 20%. And here in this case, it says 16.66%. Okay. And if you wish to take the example of 33%, then water to milk. If 33% profit is there, that means 33 is what, 1 by 3. In that case, 1 part is water, 3 part is milk. So out of 4, 1 part is water. That's when 25% water will be there, right? So problem can be done very easily. It will take just seconds of yours. I hope you are getting me. Or if you wish to understand this as in detail, see, gain is 25%. That means the selling price is 125% of the cost price. So 125% is actually 5 by 4. Now 4 is the cost price. If I assume the price of milk is 1 rupees per liter, that means price of the mixture is 4 rupees, right? That means 4 liter he is taking the milk, right? And he is selling 5 liters. So that means 1 is water. Okay, this way also you can understand the same thing. I hope you are clear. Hi everyone. Once again, I am having a problem based on alligation and mixtures, a query sent by a student. A can contains a mixture of 2 liquids A and B in the ratio 7:5. When 9 liters of the mixture is drawn off and the can is filled with B, the ratio of A and B becomes 7:9. How many liters of liquid A was contained by the can initially? See, initially the ratio is 7:5. And if the person is throwing off 9 liters, in the remaining mixture, still the ratio of A and B will be 7:5 because mixture has been thrown off, right? So in the remaining mixture, A and B is 7:5. Now after adding 9 liters of mixture B, we are getting the ratio of this 7:9. That means this from 5 part to 9 part, it is getting changed, right? And why it is getting changed from 5 to 9? By adding this 9 liters. Right? So 9 liters of liquid B we are adding, so its ratio is changing from 5 to 9. That means this 4 part, 5 to 9, this 4 part is actually 9 liter. 4 part is 9 liter. So this mixture, that is after 9 liter we are throwing, so this mixture is actually 12 part. So if 4 part is 9 liters, so 12 part must be 27 liters. This is the mixture after we are throwing off 9 liters, right? So initially the mixture would have been 27 plus 9, that is 36 liters. And what we want, the ratio of A. So out of 36, if we divide 7:5 ratio, it will be 21 and 15, right? So that's the method. Apart from that, if you just can observe the options, a can contains a mixture of two liquids A and B in the ratio 7:5. That means your and you have to find out the liters liquid A. That means the liquid A should maintain the multiple of 7 because it is in the ratio of 7:5. So liquid A should be multiple of 7. That's among the option, only one option is there, right? So why I have explained this method. If there are more than one options multiple of 7, then you can follow this method, and if you don't see any other multiple of 7, then you can straight mark the answer. It is a matter of 2 seconds. Just see 7 and look at the options and mark your answer, right? If more than one multiple of 7 exists, then you have to go by this method, right? So I explained you both the methods. I hope you are clear. Now in this question, see, two vessels A and B contain milk and water mixture in the ratio this and this. Here milk to water, milk to water. So whenever you are having two mixtures containing two quantities or two products, then what you have to do, and you have to find out a common mixture, then what you have to do, you just take the ratio of any one of them. Either you can take milk or water. Suppose I take milk, right? So in all 13 liter quantity is there, so that means out of 13, 8 liter is milk. So in this mixture, vessel A, 8 by 13 is milk. In the second, take the portion of milk, that is 5 out of 7. And you want the mixture should contain milk in 69 3 by 13%. Now here it is ratio and here it is percentage. We need to convert this percentage into ratio. So 69 into 13, that is 910 minus 13. So that's 897 plus 3, 900 by 13, that's 9 by 13, right? So this is milk in vessel A, this is milk in vessel B, and this is the percentage that we want, or here I have converted that into fraction. So this is the fraction of milk that we want. Okay, now quickly multiply 13 into 5, 65 minus 63. 13 into 5, 65 minus 9 into 7, 63. So it's 2 by 13 into 7. Then 13 into, I'm sorry, it is directly can be written as 1 by 13, right? So the ratio is 2 by 7 is to 1, or we can say 2 is to 7, right? In the 2 is to 7 ratio, they should be mixed to get this percentage of milk. As simple as that. Okay, I hope it's clear to you. This problem, a can contains 40 liters of milk. From this container, 4 liters of milk was taken out and replaced with water. The process was repeated further 2 times. How much milk is now contained by the container in this in liters? See friends, in various quantitative aptitude books, the formula for this particular type of problem, that is continuous replacement, is given. So very well a formula can be used, but as far as my case is concerned, I generally do not prefer to use a formula. So what my logic is there, see, initially 40 liters of milk is there, 4 liters you are drawing. So milk, water after this first operation is 36 and 4, right? See, the total quantity will remain maintained. After that further you are drawing 4 liters, that means 10% of the entire quantity. So 10% of the milk will also be reduced. So from 36, 10% will be reduced. So that will come to 32.4, right? We are not interested in water. After that further replacement is done. So further 10%, still the total quantity of milk and water will remain 40 liters because you are refilling the water. So once again that 10% will go. So 32.5 and 10% of that is 3.24. So that's the remaining quantity is 29.16, right? In seconds you can do the sum. So no need to use any formula if not at all required. Okay. I just make a quick recap. 40 liters of milk was there. In the first go, 10 liter was replaced. So from 40 to 36, we deducted 10%. Again, the same operation is being done. So further 10% is reduced and further 10% is reduced. So you keep on deducting 10%. In 2 steps, you'll be getting your answer, right? and don't make the calculation of water. If you are asked about the remaining quantity of water, then don't make the calculation of milk. Then you can make the calculation for water, right? So whatever is the ask in the question, go for with that. Even after one step, if one more step is asked, then also you need to deduct just 2.9%, that is around 2.2. So it can be done very easily. Your answer must be 27 something, right? So without the use of formula, also this problem can be done simply. Yeah, friends, here I am solving a query sent by a student. The average monthly income of P and Q 5050 Q and R this. The monthly income of P is asked. A very simple problem. See, P plus Q is this, Q plus R is this. If you deduct 5050 from 6250, you will be getting the difference between R and P, right? So 6250 minus 5050, that is 1200, right? So R minus P is 1200 and R plus P is 5200, right? So if you want the salary of P, deduct 1200 from 5200, that will come to 4000, and half of that, that's 2000, right? So 2000 is the salary of P. Okay, basically no paperwork is required at all. Okay, yeah, in this problem, the average weight of 45 students in a class is 52 kilogram. 5 of them whose average weight is 48 leave the class, and other 5 students whose average weight is 54 kilogram join the class. What is the new average of the class? See, the average weight initially is 52. When the 5 students are leaving whose weight is 48, then we are losing in total 5, for 5 students each of 48 kilograms we are losing from the total, right? So that's minus. Out of them, 5 students whose average weight is 54 are joining. So further in total we are gaining this. Okay, so in total we are gaining, if you take this 5 as common, 54 minus 48, that's 6. So in all we are gaining 30 kilogram. In total we are gaining 30 kilogram, right? So in all there are 45 students. So the average will be positive 2 by 3 additional from 52. Okay, this is the initial average. That is the loss when 48 students are leaving. 5 students with weight 48 are leaving. This is the gain when 5 students with weight 54 are coming. So in all, the total gain is 30, and the total number of students is 45. So average gain is 2 by 3. So the new average is 52 2 by 3, or we can say 52.67, as simple as that. Okay. Friends, in this session, I am solving this circular arrangement problem, the query sent by a student. Here, 8 girls are there, and they are sitting around a circular table facing center, right? So let's take up each and every information, and we fill up this circular table. I have set 8 positions over here. Now Savita is second to the right of Anjali. Suppose we fix up any position for Anjali, say this, right? Now Savita is second to the right. So Anjali's right is this. So first and second. So this is Savita, right? But is not neighbor of Amita. Savita is second right to the Anjali, but is not neighbor of Amita. That means this position cannot be taken by Amita, and this position cannot be taken by Amita, right? Now next is Nisha is third to the left of Amita, but not next to Savita. So the position besides Savita cannot be taken by Nisha. Nisha is third to the left of Amita, but she is not next to Savita. So this position even Nisha cannot take, even Nisha cannot take. Okay. Now Nisha is third to the left of Amita, right? So third position, if we see, if we consider Amita over here, then third position to the left is 1, 2, 3, right? So that is the only option available with us, because Nisha cannot take this position. So Nisha will be at this position. Nisha is third to the left of Amita. So this is Amita. So left third position. Okay. Now next is Jyoti is second to the right of Rani and third to the left of Meera. Now third position in the left can be, if we take from here, so first, second, third, right? This position is open. Then if we take over here, then the third position is not open, right? So Jyoti is second to the right of Rani and third to the left of Meera. So Meera must be at this position and first, second, third position. This position can be taken by Jyoti, right? Now Jyoti is second to the right of Rani. So this must be Rani. So second to the right of Rani must be Jyoti, right? So all the positions are fixed up or except this position. So the eighth girl Radhika will be there. Okay. Now since all the positions you have clearly got, now it's very easy to answer each and every question, right? So let's have a glance on the questions. Now friends, there are 5 questions based on this information, based on this arrangement. So once, whatever the time you are spending in making that arrangement, that will be distributed among these 5 questions, because now it's very easy to solve all the questions, right? Now who is second to the left of Anjali? We can see over here, Anjali, it's left, it's Amita, right? In fact, second to the left of Anjali, so it's Meera, right? That is immediately left, that is second left. So it is Meera, right? So it's Meera. Who is to the immediate right of Nisha? Immediate right of Nisha. Nisha is this. Immediate right of Nisha is Radhika, right? So that's Radhika. Correct position of Rani. Now see the options. Immediate right of Anjali, right, left, right, left. So like we first of all see the correct position of Rani. Rani is this. Like besides Rani, Savita and Anjali, right? Left is Anjali and right is Savita. So let's see. That's immediate right of Anjali. Okay. Okay. Rani's position is immediate right of Anjali. Next is, which of the following pair represent immediate neighbors of Nisha? Now let's see immediate neighbors of Nisha. Immediate neighbors of Nisha, Jyoti and Radhika. So that's Radhika and Jyoti. Okay. Who is immediate left of Savita? Let's see. Immediate left of Savita, it's Rani. So that's Rani. Okay. So I hope it's clear to you. Once you are able to make this arrangement, after that, like it hardly takes any time to solve all the questions. Now friends, let's try this matrix puzzle. Here 5 friends belong to 5 cities and they are studying 5 different subjects. So first of all, we need to make a matrix over here. So I just draw. It's for one, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, this is for cities and this is for subjects. Okay. Now what are the cities? Cities are Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata, Mumbai and Bangalore. Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai and Bangalore. These are cities, right? Here A, B, C, D, E. Now subjects are geography, history, geography, science, maths and management. Here A, B, C, D, B. History, geography, math, science and management. Okay. Now let's read the statements given over here and fill up the table. A neither belongs to Bangalore nor studies geography. So A not Bangalore and A not geography. Then C belongs to Mumbai and studies science. C Mumbai, that means all other are cancelled. Okay, so C studies in Mumbai and science. So C and science. Okay, just don't forget to put up this cross marks. Now, the one who studies maths is neither from Delhi nor from Chennai. Okay, and the one who is from Kolkata studies history, but he is not B. That means B is not from Kolkata and he doesn't study history. So B not Kolkata and B not history. Okay, it's clear. Then one who studies geography is neither from Kolkata nor from Bangalore. Okay, neither A nor D is from Kolkata. So A not Kolkata, D not Kolkata, that means E is from Kolkata. Okay, so this also clear. Now B does not study management. B does not study management. He is neither from Delhi nor from Chennai. So B not from Delhi nor from Chennai, that means B is from Bangalore. So all other are cancelled. Now we come back. The one who is from Kolkata studies history, right? We have found out that E is from Kolkata. That means E studies history. So we put E and all our crosses. Okay. Now this, the one who studies geography is neither from Kolkata nor from Bangalore. Now B is from Bangalore. That means B doesn't study geography. So B doesn't study geography. So we are left with B studies maths, right? If B studies maths, then all are cancelled. Now this. That means subject wise we are clear. Except A and D, we are clear with the cities of every person also. Now, once again, whatever the time you have spent in making this matrices will be distributed among 4 to 5 questions. Who studies maths an optional subject? Now, maths, who studies maths? That's B. That's for sure. Whose optional subject is geography? Geography is of D. Okay. The one who studies management as an optional subject has his hometown in management. A studies management, but we are not clear about is hometown. That is maybe Delhi, maybe Chennai, right? So it's data inadequate. Bangalore is the hometown of. Bangalore is the hometown of B, right? Now we have an input-output problem, friends. The problem is from IBPS paper 2012. A word and a number arrangement machine, when given an input line of words and numbers, rearranges them following a particular rule in each step. The following is an illustration of input and rearrangement. All the numbers are 2-digit numbers. The first thing that you should do is to check what is the input and what is the last output, right? So from that you'll be getting some of the idea of the arrangement, right? So in this case, input is this and the last step that's given over here, the 7th step is the last step. So we can see numbers are arranged in descending order and this words are arranged in alphabetical order, right? So that means ultimate aim is to arrange the numbers in descending order, then arrange the words in alphabetic order. Okay, so in the first step, if we can see, input is this and step 1 is this. Third 13 is shifted to first place and tall 48 rise. Alt is shifted to last place. That means in words, in a single step, two events are happening. Movement of number and movement of word. That means in second step, 13 is shifted to the second place and the immediate bigger number than 13 is taken as first place. And similarly, this in alphabetical order, B comes after A, so B has taken second place. So now the concept is very much clear. Now we have been given this input and which step number is the following output, right? So in the very first step, 14 is shifted to the first place. Then in the second step, 27 is shifted to the second place, first place. That's 27, 14. Then in the third step, the third highest number, that's 32, is shifted at the first place. So we can see the series 32, 27, 14, right? After that arrangement is wrong. That means only 3 steps, till 3 steps the numbers have been arranged and we don't have any option for step 3, right? So obviously the left option with us is there is no such step. And why we are sure of that, apart from arranging the numbers, we have to arrange the words also, right? So in the first step, the arrangement will be best at the last place, right? After that, this is the first step. After that, in alphabetical order, if we talk, feet will be there after that, and after that ink will be there. Okay, but in this case we are having feet, vest, ink. That means ink, we should have feet between vest and ink, right? So there is no such step. I hope you are clear. Now in this question, which word or number would be at the 5th position from the right in step 5? So what we have to do, we have to write step 5. So let's write that. So in the first step, number 14 will be there. In the second step, 27 will be there. In the third step, 32 will be there. In the fourth step, 51 will be there. In the fifth step, after 51 we have 68, right? So first we have to arrange the numbers. So we have already got the 5th position, so we don't have to arrange the words, and we don't have to write each and every step in detail, right? Because in 5th step, obviously number 14 will be at the 5th position, okay? Because finally we are trying to arrange the numbers in descending order, okay? So your answer is 14. So that's 14. Okay, I hope you are clear. Now, how many elements, words or numbers are there between feet and 32 as they appear in the last step of output, right? So we directly write down the last step and we will calculate the number of words or numbers between 32 and feet. So I write 32, then according to descending order it is 27, then it is 14, and in case of arrangement of words it's best, then feet, right? And we have to calculate between 32 and feet, so we have 27, 14 and best. Only 3 letter or words. I'm sorry, words or numbers. So that's 3, right? No need to write each and every step, no need to write the entire arrangement. I hope you are getting me. Now, which of the following represents the position of Y in the 4th step? So let's write down the 4th step. Now, Y is right here. So in the first step, 14 will come at the first place. Then in the second step, so it's 14, 84, Y and remaining. In the second step, 32 will come at the first place. Okay, then I'm sorry, it is 27. Then it will be 32. This is the third step. Then we have 51. So 51 over here. So this is the fourth step. So position of W is first, second, third, 4, 5, 6 from the left. Okay. So let's mark the answer. That is 6 from the left. Okay.